in the market.
Let's get started. Hi Dan, how's it going? How are you today? Great. Which window did I leave all this stuff in? There we go. I am doing fantastic. I have half a litre of exceedingly good Ugandan coffee and a litre of water, and I actually have a plan to do some code today and stream, which I haven't done, it turns out, since May. Also realising I probably need to turn down the desktop volume a little bit. There we go. Cool. What have you been up to, good sir? Let's go into my development folder. Well, it has been forever. It's been 2 years since I ran a hack fronts. It's been 3 or 4 since you managed to get to them. There's been the zombie apocalypse, and we've all had day jobs to still do, so... You know what? And what am I planning on building? Right, I have to record a talk this afternoon. Sometime later today, I've got to record a talk for DevOps Enterprise conference, because it looks like that was my job. And I need a data generator for some logging information, so I'm going to hack together... I'm not sure if it's going to be a Lambda or a Docker image, which is just going to be a stupid node container, throwing rando errors and info and essentially logging debug statements, because that's what I do for a living now. I don't judge me for my lambdas. I like my lambdas. They're simple, they're quick, they're easy. It's like JavaScript, but definitely for beginners. Ooh, better actually. Dope. Better remember to actually tell the people at work I'm doing this, because last time I didn't, they told me off. Back in May. Where did I put Slack? It appears I turned off Slack. They want to see your lovely face. No. They just want to remember that there is some marketing avoidable things that they can do that involve me and my gabbling mouth and blah, 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 blah. And occasionally I do stuff with Logs.io that looks mildly impressive, or at least makes it look simple to everybody else. And can you believe I haven't had any coffee before this? I also... Morning, sir. How are you, Jake? How's it going? Oh, thanks, Dan. Really appreciate it. I do impressive things. Usually involves fire and insert expletive bad thing. By looking well, do you mean I still look round? Actually, I'm going to want a new repo for this. So let's just do it the easy way. Alright, I have no qualms with insulting myself. You should know this by now, dude. And I am a podgy little bugger. License, MIT. Yes, I know I'm doing this off screen. I know I don't need to do it off screen, but I'm trying to get into some habits so I don't need to do a Jake and, you know, have my face all over the screen permanently. Today, we are building, well, I am building, you people are going to be judging me for it, a log generator. Because I'm giving a recorded talk. Oh man, that's a... I shouldn't have said anything. Yeah, I'm giving a talk later today that involves me needing to generate some random graphing. And thus I need data throughout the course of the day, so I need to build a thing that dumps data. Yeah, that. I don't know what else to say. It's like, I need a thing to do stuff later. You may as well build it on stream because bugger all else to do. This sounds good to you. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I've just noticed that GitHub is now creating main as the default branch. When did that happen? I was still having to manually switch it like a couple of weeks ago. What? I no longer have to worry about renaming things and getting in trouble. Start of October. Oh, okay. Yeah, the last repo I made was like... What day is it today? Oh, it would be about 2 weeks ago. Oh, that is actually really cool and makes my life so much easier. Because building stuff that people can't moan at me for. Even if it's small things that obviously are only because I'm lazy and forget to do them. That actually makes my life so much easier. It means I can destroy the hokey script I have that does it for me. Actually really good. Okay. Do I want to do this as a Lambda or do I want to do this as a Docker image? Lambda or Docker? Lambda or Docker? I've only changed a couple of my existing ones. Docker, then it's reusable. Alright, that makes actual sense. Also, I need to get another monitor, so I'm rocking a 4-screen setup. Because trying to code into Elgato on OBS is impossible. The actual mouse lag is... Oh my god. Right. I'm not gonna... I would post a picture onto Twitter to describe it, but it's a cable mess right now because I ripped out some of it yesterday to change a fuse, and now I haven't been bothered to put it back. I'm currently rocking two 23-inch IPS panels, a Mac and a PC at the same time. And I've realised I need to have OBS up, I want to have the chat up, and I don't quite have room with 2 computers on a desk for an ultra-wide monitor like the Predator series or something like that. So, kind of need an arm and an extra monitor so I can code into one while having OBS above it. Because I tried doing OBS vertically. Don't. That's all I can say, is it's impossible to see any detail to actually fix scenes, and it's... yeah. Or I could just stop rocking 2 computers and actually just get around to learning how to use the Windows Linux system. I do not need an iPad as a sidecar. To be fair, I actually want one because I actually want to start drawing and doing YouTube videos explaining different architectural principles and stuff. And I tried like recording one the other week just to see how it felt. Surprisingly, trying to draw circles with the mouse and make the lines all neat and match up is oofed. Not good. That's how you do screw shares, because you only have two 4K monitors. Sorry. Oh god. Please don't tell me they're Apple monitors. Please, that's all I hope. Is like, please don't tell me you bought Apple monitors. I'll accept the two 4Ks as long as it's two non-Apple 4Ks. Please. Like, you don't do it. You don't do enough color correction. Oh, thank God. I'm sorry, the only people on this planet who need 4K screens from Apple are video editors and high life people. You know, the color correct, all that jazz. We as developers and people who monkey around with code, 4K, screen real estate, great. We don't need the color accuracy of those ridiculously expensive screens. Especially as their stand cost as much as the motherboard and chip replacement for my gaming PC. Oh, let's have a look. I like that setup. And what is everybody else using the Rode mic stand? I haven't got one. I'm feeling like I need to buy one of the Rode mic stands. I'm still using the awful one that I got years ago. That still works. But, oh. I've got the same setup with my monitors, except mine are only 23 standard IPS. Damn. I'll go find some electrical tape at some point later, and I will clean up my desk setup so that I can take a picture and not be judged because, oh, cable mess. Hang on. You're using a £1,000 tablet to screen share because it has less resolution. That is absolutely bloody bonkers. I love it and hate it all at once. That's like that's the world's weirdest, best first world problem ever. Yes, still you're still having to use what it's considered like a luxury item, essentially, because it is less pixel dense. I love that. It's freaking bonkers, but I love it. Alright, cool. Do I just steal one of my old Docker images to save having to write it? Yeah, let's steal an old Docker image. No. Need to actually go into the Docker file. Processor receiver. Docker file. Maha. Oh, feel free to distract me. The whole point of me doing this is because I didn't want to... I'm sorry to say, I don't like being bored, and it turns out streaming is at the very least less boring than coding on your own. It's like, yeah, it's the best I can say. It's like, yeah. You should probably run npm just to kick things off properly. Spot on, Mike. What about the overuse of an iPad, or for stealing my own code because I'm too lazy? Yeah, stream coding. It's a lot easier. Yeah, you don't do client work or something important on here because, you know, you're giving away the secret sauce. But if you're stuck at home and you're coding anyway, and you're going to end up chatting with people on Slack and stuff like that, may as well just do it on stream. That's why I started doing it back in March, just as the pandemic kicked in, because I live alone. It's a quiet apartment. It was the only way I could reach people. Yep, that was creepy on purpose. Well, that's what you get for being a big fancy contractor, consultant, business owner thing. Well, you could stream. You could just stream for the fun bits, because I know you still maintain some... well, you do some maintenance work on some OSS libraries. You can stream that bit. Just not everything else. Ooh, I love how I'm... you haven't got a clue and Google everything. Isn't that just how developers work? I'm pretty sure... I have no idea. I'm pretty sure, like, Jake, who definitely knows a lot more than me about PHP and stuff, still has to Google which direction the needle and haystack in certain functions are. Because brains don't work like that. They don't remember everything. And if they did, what point would be there for me and Google? I swear to God, everybody Googles the same things, and none of us remember to bookmark the pages because we go to them every day. I don't know what it is about that. Everybody I know does it. It's like, oh, why bother bookmarking it when I can just search the same thing again? Alright, so we've got a Docker image, we've got that, we have got file. Yeah, but the muscle memory should actually work on the formatting as well, but... like, every time I try remembering the correct formats for ISO timestamping so I can do actual histograms correctly. Ooh. Yeah, turns out Kibana doesn't like it when you mess around and get it wrong. Really liking this playlist. Is... Hello. I wonder if he's got anything else slightly bouncy, but not quite this. Oh yeah, Jake, if you're after like royalty-free music for your stream and a little bit more choice than what you get on Pretzel Rock, which is what I'm guessing you're using, there's a thing called Stream Beats by a guy called Harris Heller, and he's got a whole bunch of albums that they've produced, like 15 different styled ones, and 4 playlists split into lo-fi, synthwave, electronic, and hip-hop. I think I'm going to try the synthwave. Ooh, that suits me. Well, it's through Spotify, mate. So I'm assuming you still have your Spotify. And it's royalty-free. This is literally his thing. Let me find the artist's sharey pagey thing. Copy artist link. That'll do. Typey in the right box. Harris Heller. Kaboom. Sweet. There we go. Yeah, like a whole bunch of them. He's got Japanese style ones and like this synthcore and all sorts of things. Like lots of it. Because I've noticed with Pretzel Rock, like all the free stuff, it's quite slim pickings. It gets very repetitive really quickly. So I've been switching, well, I was before switching between Pretzel Rock and this stuff so that I wasn't listening to the same annoying pseudo sci-fi movie background music. And this gentleman is why I have a giant thermos mug of coffee, so I don't have to go and do that. You'll probably, like, knowing your style, dude, you'd probably really like the lo-fi album, the, like, just more chilled out coffee vibe. Alright. Is that you, Abhishek? Long time no see, buddy. Also, not if you sip it slowly, because if you drink it quickly, all you want to do is pee. Which is what I'm doing. Which probably doesn't help when I am also a shill for Linus Tech Tips. Terminal. Give me terminal. Terminal! MPMI. Save. Winston. Oh, Jesus. I now have bad memories of Jake saying Winston-related phrases in the first job we ever worked together at. Jeez. Chill, Winston. For no apparent reason. Fucking hell. Sorry. Meant to be child-friendly at this stream. I'm learning how to not swear as much, and that's really not helping. Jake, can you also believe it's been nearly 10 years since we actually started working together? Had to go through my CV the other day, and it was like, bloody hell. Right, cool. I have Winston, so... flown. Things have happened. Let's just put it that way. Some of it good, some of it bad, some of it quick, some of it not so quick. The pandemic, not so quick. 6 years since battle. Oh, no. I still have my axe. It's proudly in my living room, sat next to my couch. Because I can't work out how to hang it on the wall without, like, breaking my huge telly. And that's the only wall big enough for me to put the axe on it. I'm not risking the TV. Oh, I hung it in my last place. It turns out the IKEA, what do you call it? Floating bookshelves. If you don't put the bookshelf back on and you actually just use the anchor pegs for it, if you angle them, it stays on there quite happily. It turns out when you buy random stuff and mess around with it to see what works, some of it works. Right. Ladies and germs, what style of JavaScript do I start writing? Do I... I'm not writing TypeScript. This is meant to be like an hour, maybe two build. I'm not dropping freaking TypeScript in there. I've been half an hour just setting up the environment. Do I go ES 2015? Do I use interoperability? What do I do? I'm going to just start typing out the requires anyway, because I'll need them. I can always just edit what I do. Do I wrap this in a nice function, or do I just execute the script? Let's go with a nice loader script, so I can at least bump around when I need to. If I could type that is, jeez. Why is it every time I start like trying to live code or stream or summit, my hands get uh-oh. Ah. Let's just stick on NodeMon because I am lazy. Okay. This is making me feel of Kung Fury right now. I'm not against this. Let's just make sure this thing is actually dropping. Console.lost. Yep, definitely am. Cool, so we have the beginnings. Alright. Configure the logging. You know what? I'm gonna have to. NPM. Come on, move out the way, social, so I can see what I'm typing. Thanks. I think I've put that social banner in the worst place. Yeah, weirdly enough, I'm actually coding through OBS right now because of the fact that, yeah. So that means, unfortunately, whenever that social banner is popping up, it's popping up straight into exactly where I'm searching. You know what? I'm going to fix that. Yeah. As I said, I need that fourth monitor. So I've got the vertical one with the chat and stuff set up on it. I've got my Mac one with the work stuff on it just in case I actually have to work. And the one that's in the middle means I can either code through it and not see OBS or code through OBS. So I've decided to go with code through OBS. All right, let's find that social banner. Cool. Let's move that over here. Let's edit it. Properties. Let's change that to popping out on the right hand side. Okay. Let's click. Yeah, there we go. No longer interfering with my top left. What's really nifty? What? Okay, now let's just click off so I can actually see what's going on. Winston. Oh yeah, that's actually a free browser object you can take from Nerd or Die if you decide to stream. And it's completely configurable, except somehow I've managed to screw up the GitHub logo. So it's coming out as a white square rather than a octocat. Which, you know, not really useful. But hey. Cool. Alright. There we go. Winston. Literally all there is going on in the back of my head is Jake. Every time I say Winston. Oh, good lord. Boy has ruined me. And not like that. Cool. Actually, what are the log levels that are defined by Winston? Because I know they've got using log levels. There we go. Does it go down to... There we go. Silly. That's the one I want. I want everything. I even want the silly ones. Yes, there is officially a log level. All I can say to you, Jake, and this is going to make you laugh, is urdy-gurdy. We do not need that. Change that, because that's going to be dying because of capitals. Whoop! Wait, ew. Yeah, I need to change all of them. Whoops. Winston is not defined? Oh. Thank you. Right, so now we have something. Actually, you know what? You don't need format because the default for Winston is JSON. Yeah, there is a problem with Pinot. Because it's not the most commonly used. Because to be fair, my favorite local logger and debugger is actually Pinot Colada. That lovely extension which makes all the colourful emoji-based Pinot output. But because Pinot isn't the most recognised format, it takes forever to set the grok up on Kibana to actually process the log messages. And I can't be bothered to go through that. So Winston happens to be, because it's just here, have flat JavaScript object. Super easy. And I have to do no work. That's great. Right, so we've got this dumping out to the error log and a combined log. Ooh. Yeah. I'm assuming we are, because Pinot, the near form based logging output. Oh, yeah, this is the problem, because I use, I think it's npm Pinot Colada, but I can't remember. Yeah, Pinot Colada, because this is the one. Okay, this is my own confusion, because I like the friendly layout that dumps out from Pinot Colada. And I don't know why, but I assumed that the default... Oopsies. Yeah, I assumed it was a string based for Pinot, not a JSON object. Oh, whoops. Yeah. Honest, I know what I'm doing, really. I don't just... Oops. Yeah, I'm just so used to, like, using Pinot Colada that I don't even think about it. You can correct me all you like. How else do you learn unless somebody tells you what you're not doing correct or that you don't know? Thank you for the new information. Well, technically, old information that I should have already bloody known. But I'll still take it. Yeah. But I'm already started with Winston, so yeah, I'm going to carry on with Winston. That and the fact that I can be lazy, because if you haven't noticed, I'm going to be sending it to Logs.io, and we kind of already have a transporter for it. I don't know if there is a Logs.io transporter for Pinot. Pinot transports. If there's a predefined one. Go away. No, there is no predefined one for Logs.io, so I'd actually have to write one. Which I can't be bothered to do. You know what? I'll make that the matter of a future stream. Writing a transporter for Logs.io. How about that? and see if I can get the integrations team to accept it so I don't have to do any maintenance. Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee. I am an evil person. Here, have my work and accept all of my faults. Bad human. Bad human. Damn it, wrong mouse. Not only am I rocking 2 computers, but I'm rocking 2 keyboards and 2 mice, and every so often I'm grabbing the wrong one. Because what else do you do? I think I also want to make sure that this is dumping out to console so I can actually, you know, see it do its thing. Please tell me the candle wasn't on, because no, I'm not running Synergy. Hate Synergy. Also, Synergy doesn't really like the Mac trackpad on the Windows side of things. And yes, I'm one of those special people who runs a trackpad and a mouse. Because why the heck not? Oh, it's all... Jesus Christ! It's a good thing you don't have much in the way of facial hair, otherwise that would have been a bad day. Like, really bad day. Now, Jake, why are you missing this bit right here? There was an incident involving a candle and a coffee. That is all I will say. Hello, Draco! Whoever you may be, how are you doing? Let's just make sure this thing is doing its thing, shall we? Let's go with silly. Let's make sure it's actually generating some stuff. This is a very silly person. Yep, yeah, I did that. Cool. The error log should be empty. Excellent. The combined log should have some stuff. Excellent. And we have a clean exit. Fantastic. I am doing absolutely wonderful, sir. And one of these days I'll stop talking like a jackass. Thank God. Oh, no. Oh, Jake. Oh. That is priceless, mate. That's absolutely priceless. Apologies, everybody. Jake just decided to share his current view and the coffee candle incident. Oh, yeah. That coffee's going to get on way too smooth. If anybody is after a fresh vendor of coffee to get shipped by the bean or the ground, I can 100% recommend 200 degrees. Yeah. I nearly lost my... I would say there's a reason I'm wearing a hat, but you can guess what that is. Cool, so we have logs. Okay, cool. I now need to configure... Oh, this is where it gets a little hokey. Oh, this is an RVCA from my trip to Canada at the end of last year, but I still have hair. It's just I didn't do anything like that. It just like it's a mess. And you know what's the easiest way of dealing with messy hair? Wearing a hat. Ah, you're wondering which stream to get in? Stream to get? Wondering which end of dev to get in. Well, lucky for you, in this stream as well, there is Jakey Dev, old friend of mine, who happens to be a really good full-stack mixed platform dev, specializing in PHP, Laravel, and the front end with Vue, and I'm pretty sure he can still do Blade stuff, but, you know. And, mucks around with Python and has done JavaScript as well in the back end. And then there is Dan Jenkins. Dan happens to be one of the best people with JavaScript and telco on the planet. So you can watch Jake later on in roughly 2 hours. You're going to go start your stream, Jake? And you can look into like how somebody does PHP and JavaScript and get around with that stuff because he's building a really nice 1 till 4. Cool, yeah. So you can go watch Jake muck around and see how to do PHP. And that's, unfortunately, I don't know who to recommend for low-level programming. I don't believe I've actually seen a streamer try and do that. Some Arduino stuff, yes, but not exactly FPMG, not FPMG. Oh god, what's the name of the chip? The programmable chips. Help me out here, guys, before I start off and Google it. It's not FPMGs. FPGs? No, it's not FPGs. It's really... It's fun to watch me... As people can attest, me and hardware don't mix. Every time I've tried doing some hardware hackery, something awful has happened. Or I've missed a deadline. Take your pick, either way. Cool. I'm mucking around with just some horrible JavaScript in the back end here because that's what I do. But yeah, if you want to know what like hardcore JavaScript backend engineering on complex systems is like, Dan Jenkins is a well-known figure for doing that. What's the name of the company again that does all that stuff, Dan? It's Nimble Ape, if I remember correct. I'm probably streaming for another hour or so because I've got a flat viewing at 12:30. Upgrading to a 3-bedroom flat because one person really needs that much space. See you back in a bit, mate. Right, let's get this logger on the show, shall we? So, Draco, what sort of things are you interested in with dev? Maybe I or anybody else in the stream can chime in with thoughts and feelings, because we all have thoughts and feelings. Or I should hope we do, otherwise we're robots and something is going horribly wrong with the universe. Now this should explode because it's got an incorrect token. Or not, it's not oh, so a question. Ooh. Why you no explodey? Should have exploded by now. But yes, the question, whilst I am waiting for Node to go... Never really understood print... Okay. Yes. Ah, logger transports, yes. What about them? If I wanted to do backend with Node and JS, do you think it's necessary to learn HTML, CSS, and React? HTML and CSS, if you want to do front end, yes, and a basic knowledge of it for the back end, so you can monkey around and build dashboards, etc. Yes. However, front end of frameworks, that's if you want to be brutally honest. There's nothing requiring you to do it as a back end dev. If you were to be a full stack dev or a front end, yes. Why? Okay, so Dan's drinking. Why would you make Node transport the log? Define the OS, do it for you, like getting Kate stuff to do. Yeah, well, it would definitely help make your full an all-rounded dev if you were to learn the full stack. However, if you're somebody like me who I really like messing around with JavaScript, databases, APIs, etc., I personally only require a rudimentary knowledge of the front end to get stuff working and done. However, somebody like Jake, who is a full stack dev, he and his team of guys at Wild Rocket are hired to build full MVPs. So each of them knows front and back end, so they can just get on with the job. It entirely depends on how you feel, what you like to specialize in, and what you like to do. But Dan's completely right. It does make you a better rounded dev. Okay, so why do you not let the underlying OS do it for you? Right. The big thing with transports is the ability to define where the logs are going. If you were to say just use the logger as a coffee, as a methodology for structuring the data, dumping it out to console out, and then allowing Docker to the Docker host to define where it's going, or Kubernetes, etc. The problem you have there is you then have to have the host doing the filter work for it. So you can probably actually no, I've got a prime example here. Actually, I'm just going to move this so it makes more sense, because right now I'm just creating the object and then dumping it in a different place, whereas if I do it like this, it will make more sense. There we go. Right, so you can see here that the error log is now catching only the error-based logs that you're throwing in. The combined log is grabbing everything that you dump to it. The console has no defined log level, which means it'll receive all logs, same as the combined log, but that means it gets dumped out to standard out. And then, oh yeah, that's going to break. That's going to go boom boom. Yeah, bye-bye. Yeah, we do that. And then in the Winston logger, this log level here means that you will only be sending info and above logs to logs.io. So in your system, it's really important to capture all the information possible. However, to do operational work on it, you don't need those logs all in your monitoring tooling. Because say you have this one function, or you use this exact format in the Lambda architecture. Say you have 10 services, each service is built of 10 to 20 Lambdas, and they're all being fired off once every 30 seconds. You want to have all the debug statements in there all predefined. You want to have those logs dumped out to somewhere. So you do want them in a log file on a rotation schedule, so you have the complete debug information. However, you don't need that debug information in something like Kibana in Elasticsearch, because essentially Elasticsearch is really hard to scale. So you want only the pertinent information going over to them to make it easier to handle. So you use the transports as a sort of filtering mechanism to define where your pertinent logs are going and where your short-term storage of logs. So say you were using Papertrail as just a dumping ground for logs. They store it for, is it 500 meg or a gig a day with a 5-day retention or something? So that's all of it. Like, you want to go back in time, you want to have a quick look around and see, oh, this was working, this didn't. This is the amount of random Gubbins data that came out of it. But you want to have all of your errors in the plate, all your errors and any info that you consider pertinent. So, I don't know, somebody's just made an order of over 1,000 units on your Wii e-commerce site. You obviously need to have that thrown up so that you can then go in and check that this is a legitimate thing or fraudulent, etc. So, yeah, it's a simple way of doing a filtering mechanism to do it with the transports. You could obviously stick something like Logstash or the Grok tooling onto the host, but then it's an awful lot more complex a job because then, well, one, you need access to the host, which if you're running on EKS or Azure Functions or something like that, you don't necessarily have access. So this is just a foolproof way of being able to do it. Does that help at all, Mr. Jenkins? Or did I just completely talk shite? I'm okay with talking shite, I may add. Cool. I actually imparted useful knowledge for once in my life. Yay, I didn't pick a bad career as a dev advocate. Ooh. Right. Why has Restream done that? I still want Node to be doing the actual thing it was designed for, and I'd take the hit elsewhere. Okay, then that is easy enough to do. Where is my browser? Où est le browser? I'm going to be using my company's stuff because it makes my life easy because I know where it is. Shippers. So you can do it on the VM itself. So if you say want to have Node doing the work and you have it inside of a Docker container, you can just instantiate any of these tools. These are all, I may add, open source tools. We just have the documentation on how to configure them to work with us. So let's go with FluentBit. This just literally tells you how to install FluentBit onto the VM and configure it, and you can then go further into the FluentBit config file into this file, that one there specifically, and it does have a filter option specifically, so you can have it close to the VM if you want. Yeah, you can definitely do it from there. The only problem is this is only a problem in the space of, say, where you're running really thin containers. So you're running, say, Alpine node container inside of EKS. Then your only choice is to have everything dumped out to CloudWatch and then do the filtering from there. But the problem is CloudWatch is not the cleanest output to do filtering on. So it's at that point where taking a small hit and allowing for the elastic nature of EKS to absorb the compute time and move the data from inside the application. However, you can do it completely outside of it. Let me just go back to shippers, AWS, CloudWatch. Now, there are, for every open source platform, so the LK stack for, I can't remember the other logging ones. There is plenty of them, and then same with metric data. You can configure an AWS Lambda which just fires it over. Weirdly enough, yes, that is how you extract information out of CloudWatch. If you want information from CloudWatch, you have to set up a Lambda or something of its ilk to read the stream to send the information. So as somebody who likes to build Lambdas for ease of building stuff, that means I have to ship a Lambda to grab information on Lambdas about Lambdas. It sounds like the world's worst exhibit GIF meme ever, and I don't like it, but it's a thing. I believe I even have an example inside of the demo marketing account. See if I remember to log in before any of this. Okay, just going to be sensible, just in case I accidentally bleed a password here. Great. Nope. It's because of wrong mouse. Chatting. Now I can't find. So AWS. One pass. Oh no, I need to type in my master password because I had to restart my machine before the stream. Boop. And this is why we do this. Why we have safety screens. Logs.io marketing, autofill, sign in. I like how that's somehow superpositioned over the top of my head to tell me that that is me. Yes, it is. Cool, we are now logged in. So can return to the coding screen. Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's go back to the AWS. Console. Cool. So I have a whole bunch of lambdas. I don't know if they're in. Yeah, here we go. These are some rando ones that I've got. Like these are a couple of. This is a lambda that's grabbing the top 20 trending GIFs on Giphy and storing them in S3. And then I've got another one here, which is then doing, you know, an S3 post process. Because why the Hades not? However, that means it's dumping out all the information to CloudWatch. So let's get the post process, monitoring, view in CloudWatch. Damn it, hoppy over the place. Cool. And then, yeah, the way I actually have to capture those CloudWatch logs is having a CloudWatch event hooked up to a Python Lambda, which is going through, grabbing the information, trying to parse it, attaching all the information, and throwing it into logs.io. It's balmy that that is the way you have to do this. You can't direct stream CloudWatch to another location. Like, there is no socket or anything on CloudWatch that I've been able to find that reliably streams it out. The best you can do is somebody has built a Docker image which attaches a... I can't even remember what it kind of... It's not a socket, but a stream endpoint for it. But yeah, so I have to grab these and throw them in. And this is also the reason why I'm using Winston, because consistent output, regardless of where it is. All hail Winston! Hail Winston! I don't know. I've also realized that my... Interesting. My Elgato is mildly misconfigured. Need to fix that. I'll do that later. No, wrong mouse. Oh, well, at least wrong mouse is better than wrong candle to the face. Oh, yeah. Right, there we go. So, yeah, it's pretty... Is that self-explanatory? I'm not sure. Does it make sense? Yeah. So yeah, when to answer your question, I would not rely on just being able to grab and stream out from, say, a proprietary system. So Vessel, Azure, GCP, AWS, all of them, you would have to be involved in their infrastructure. So if you're running a mixed cloud or something like that, or you just don't have VM access level, then obviously you can't use FluentD and you can't configure it. Well, by those vendors, I mean specifically their little helper things like Lambdas or EKS, etc., where you don't have access to the host machine to actually be able to capture, filter, and restream. So the transports are the logical choice in that situation to be able to manage that information clearly. Ta-da! Also, some reason, Lambda ain't dying. This thing is meant to be dead right now. Because it's meant to be going, I can't configure. No correct streaming inputs. Yeah, that's not useful. Oh, actually, that's a point. Let's do this on a different monitor so you can't see that I am about to do something horrible. Let's echo out my password on my machine so I can double check that I have actually got it configured. Call shipping token is configured. Is the listener. Excellent. I'm about to do something. I don't feel bad. I did something awful, but I did it on a different screen, so nobody can judge me. No judgment. No judging. No touching. Emperor's New Groove. Now that means I'm going to be... It's not quite in the Docker container yet, so may as well just configure it as if I'm running it completely locally, and then worry about configuring the Docker image to do this later. Logs, IO, shipping, token, Haruka, process.env, logs, IO, listener. Just for those who are wondering why I'm having to use a listener rather than just one endpoint, Logs.io uses different ports for different log shipping methods. So FluentD, Logstash, FileBeat, standard HTTP requests all happen on different ports. So if I'm using Winston, which is using the direct bulk HTTP request, has to be on a different port to if I was using FileBeat, which is a direct data stream. So to make sure it's going to be interpreted correctly by our infrastructure, we have to send it to the correct port. So we have listener dot, and then that listener is then split between regions, so listener -EU, listener, etc., etc. And then the port to define what data source it is. Just before I look weird going, why am I defining the port for a URL for a service? Because nobody does that. You're right, nobody does, except us. Because reasons. Because data is stupid. Pretty sure I need a port. Oh, I do. It's in the docos. Why am I calling it docos? It's like... JavaScript not even once. Thanks, Jim. Hi, Jim. JavaScript not even once. That's better than Laravel. And no, I don't actually think that. I'm being facetious. From your code. There we go. From your code. Node.js. Which is the listener port I need. 8071. Thanking you, documentations. Yeah. Why would it... I don't know why we still include the HTTP endpoint. Who the hell sends any data over any method that isn't secure? I know why. It's because we have enterprise clients, and surprisingly, some of them still run in the dark ages. Template tags, because I'm lazy. Correct port. Let's see if that's going to send data. It's not helpful, dude. Well, let's have a look. We do have the default shipper. From your code. Pachpa. I swear to God, we had Logs.io PHP shipper. Yeah, I'm not going to be recommending an old school one. The community list. There we go. These are the ones that we actually do help with. You have got to be kidding me. That is the one that they're recommending. Okay. It appears that we do not have an officially supported... Yeah, they're all of them are 2 years old. Jesus, what? Right, just to be brutally honest, it appears that we do not have a proprietary or like Logs.io specific PHP streamer. However, I can happily state that you can just use the standard Elasticsearch streaming endpoint. So you can capture directly off that if you want it in code. Well, I'm not going to say that, but yeah. The other way is, how do you have your... Is this Laravel, dude? And I'm assuming because you... Yeah, it's Laravel. Are you using the Laravel log output? Like to the default logs file, the default log file for it. Because if you are, the recommended way would be probably something like this. Actually configuring FileBeat to run alongside that log file. Oh, coffee. All hails the coffees. However, I need some water as well because too much. Okay. CloudWatch is the one. It's the world's worst. If that's the case, there is an easy way, which is how I have... You're going to laugh at this, and Dan is going to judge me for it again. The way we ship logs from CloudWatch is a Lambda. We have it here. It's called the Logs.io CloudWatch Log Shipper. It grabs the logs from CloudWatch and ships it into Logs.io. I'm not the biggest fan of it because I don't like the event logging. Ooh. Hello. It's Mr. Paul. I wonder, it's been a long time since I've seen Mr. Paul. Hi, Mr. Paul. Last time I saw Mr. Paul was when I came back from my burnout trip to Southeast Asia. Also, I don't know why I'm calling you Mr. Paul, dude. me. Yeah, so Jim, there is this wee script that will configure the bloody thing, apply your token to it, throw it into AWS, and it will capture on the 1 minute tick that CloudWatch uses. Long overdue. I think there's been a pandemic in the middle of this. I'm not sure. I haven't left my... Well, I'm not quite Hugh Rawlinson. I have actually left my apartment. Haven't seen many humans in 7 months. By glad to see I'm well, do you mean I'm still fat? Right. So, yeah. And Jim, if you want more help with lambdas, etc., then yes, this is the simplest way. There is a lambda for this for straight up open source Elasticsearch as well to make it work. Is my super cool mini pub around? Oh god, yes. The Craft Inn is open. I am a happy boy because Craft Inn. Fluffy. Damn! Yes, I have been down to Bristol, but that's because Bristol is a safe place where they don't have angry yobbos and people trying to march through you. And the tube, which I swear to God gave me the virus. Because yes, I have had the antibody test, and I got it from when I came down to do a conference in March, and I think it was the tube that killed me. Or sick buggers coming up to the booth in the Excel Center, one or the other. Oh yeah, I was out of action for essentially 3 weeks. It was awful. Jim, stop pointing out how awful our city is. We don't need to remember that there's anti-vaxxers and the mask holes who, you know, mask hole. Anyway, I'm being distracted. I wanted to check that I'm actually getting the Philly logs, so I can, you know, check that my generator's working, so that later today I have some log data to write my talk against. Oh, interesting. Let's just do quick. Nope, that didn't work. Interesting. And by interesting, I meant yeah, need to clear my search. Okay, so there's no silly level. Okay, for those of us that are ignorant, i.e. me, Jim, what the hell is QAnon? I've actually started to get to the point where I no longer read the press just in case I start crying into my sobbing chest. And why I'm saying sobbing, I mean sodding. Right. Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't like where this is going. It's not, but it's configured to only. Stupid. Yeah, that's. Sorry, ladies and germs. Your host is an idiot. It's meant to be silly, and I didn't send silly. I was telling it to only receive info. Useful. I love the lag on the free account. Oh, no. Bahamas. This is a very silly person. Excellent. We know it's working. It's a secretive new world. So it's the Illuminati, but for libertarians. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Not sure at all how I feel about this. Oh no, don't remind me that we have the Church of Scientology down on just off Stevenson Street. Oh, good lord. Hang on, did you just copy and paste Wikipedia? There's a far-right conspiracy theory. What? Okay. Right, so me saying the Illuminati of libertarians, that was wrong on so many levels. Jesus Christ. Bloody hell. Woofed. Hang on. There's Scientologist in Moseley. But Moseley's, you know, mums and coffee and pubs and yuppie people. Where the hell would there be Scientologists? Damn you, Tom Cruise. Damn you to hell. Okay, I may have to buy the blue stand or the Rode mic stand because this one is wobbly as. Yeah, first world problems. Okay, right. So we have a silly record. get the blue one. Let's just have a look at how much that's going to be on Amazon, shall we? No, wrong mouse. It appears... Oh! Is this the one you're talking about? Interesting. How wide is the desk clamp, though? Because I have two desks. One which is 1.5 centimeters thick, and the other one which is 1 inch thick. And I do switch between them depending on what I'm trying to do, because backgrounds. Like, currently, I have zombie killers in the background, and for professional videos, I do it in front by my couch. Because, yeah. And it turns out, I am now doing voiceovers for certain actions. You can get a new mic and a thing to go between the mic and the stand for 200. It's a kit. What? What is this madness? You can get a new mic and a thing to go between the mic and the stand. Oh, do you mean a shock mount? Which would be that thing. Bugger off. I'm sorry. Oh, Yeti Caster. I was about to say, 65 quid for a bloody shock mount. I don't think so, my pedigree chum. Yeti Caster? What the hell is the Yeti Caster? Oh, so it's the radius arm with a shock mount and a compass. Oh, hang on. You get the Yeti mic, the stand, and the shock mount for 200 quid. My Yeti mic alone cost me 130 quid at the time. What madness is this? I may have to actually... That actually sounds like a sensible thing to spend money on. What? It's gym sharing. Ah, key lights. Yes. I don't have those. I refuse to invest in key lights. Not because I of any other reason than the fact that they take up quite a lot of space, and I already have LED. Alexa, turn on the guest room. Light! And in the dark, it's blue behind me. Alexa, turn off the guest room. There we go. Still, that is for 200 quid. I could attach my good Yeti to it, sell on that. Mind blown. Now I'm going to save that one for later. Thank you. Hades. And you're rocking... Oh my lord. You don't stream and you have a better setup than me. What is wrong with you? Stream, do something useful with the expensive equipment you have bought. Make educational videos. Do something with it. You do a lot of meetings. You don't need to be well lit by studio lighting to do that. No. You, sir, are wasting your talents. Take that lovely educational spirit of yours, record some 15-minute YouTube videos, and share your knowledge. You are forced. This is how you do it. I'm a gelatinous blob of a British angry man. I don't care how I look. I just have enough lighting that I can do my work at 10 PM. Yeah, you should do... I have seen you give really good talks on Bluetooth, on... Was it RTMP? Some like protocol for doing video transfers and stuff, like alternative things for WebRTC. You actually can do it. You should do it 100%. People will agree with me. That and the fact that I need Jim to stop taking over the world. I keep forgetting that. Right. Right, there we go. I must finish the log thing because I need data. No, it's fine. I just need to stop getting overexcited. I can multitask. I can read and talk and do some productive stuff at the same time. I'm a grown adult, I think. But yeah, you should definitely. You know what? Does Winston have a definition of the log levels? Because that would actually be really useful, rather than me having to actually code it. Let's go looking inside the repo, shall we? Library, Winston. Let's config. Maybe it's in here. Yeah, no. The Wave 3, I did have a play with it actually. I returned it. But only because I had to buy additional hardware to get it mounted to... Because I already had this, and I would have needed extra hardware to get it mounted onto the boom arm. Because the boom arm, I discovered I kind of really need it. Because otherwise all you can hear is my keyboard noise. Which right now is not as bad because of directional cardiology. I wouldn't. That's the same reason I didn't get the Wave 3 is the extra hassle on having to get it mounted because it uses proprietary mounts. So you then end up having to buy a converter for the, was it 1/2-inch connector to the pipe that it uses? It's not worth the extra hassle. It's all the extra little bits that made it painful. The quality, sound quality, is slightly better than the Yeti. Slightly, but it's... I personally don't think it's worth that effort. Other people are welcome to disagree with me, but, like, for me, yeah. Oh. So it'll... Ooh, interesting. I'm learning something new. Do you like learning something new? Are the log levels being defined by a third-party library? Possibly. Intriguing. All I want to know is the levels. All I want is an object of the level so that I can grab and generate the correct kind. Yes, but the shock mount may be smaller than yours, but it's not really that big a deal because yours isn't in your workspace. You're using a vertical mount structure where it's above you, so it's not in the way. Like, for me, if I was to use a shock mount, I'm not using one currently. It would actually be in my way, and so the smaller Wave 3 stuff would have been great. But I couldn't justify spending upwards of £200 for all the kit to get to the same point I am right now. And I don't hit my table like a toddler all the time, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I don't see the need. All I want is the levels, the log levels, in a nice object that I can consume. Transporters. Nope. What? So we're getting there. But yeah, it's probably not a great amount of help to you, mate, but Stem common version transports config. What's a config format? Add colors. Nope. Ooh. Okay. Am I gonna have to do some hokey cody? Do the hokey cody and don't scream aloud. Let's try. Yeah, let's see if that's going to give me the object I want. All I want is the object of the default console.log. All I want is the defaults. So I can just select from them and cycle through them and generate the random log data. Found the object. Yes! Went on spending spree because I'm not traveling. Did you take your conference budget and just then go, nah, here's an amount that's not been spent on planes? Toys! I'm doing the same, but I've not spent that money I'm saving yet because I want a RTX 3080, a new B550 motherboard, a PCI Gen 4 NVMe SSD, and PlayStation 5, which may or may not nuke a large portion of my I'm not fucking around money. Pardon, I'm not buggering around money. I don't know about this. Like, Jim has a Stream Deck, and he now swears by it after using it for 30 minutes. I keep wanting one, but I can't bring myself to get it. So yeah. Kinda want it, but I don't. And I don't know what to do about that. Bank GL2560. Let's see what that is to begin with, shall we? Amazon. I should definitely not spend money in front of you guys. Ooh, 4 days till Prime Day. I'm definitely not streaming that day because I will be buying junk. Bank. GL2460. Okay. Depends. Do you want it for gaming or for work? Because gaming, you will probably want some form of wide aspect ratio monitor. Ooh, tempting. The RTX 3080 is not going to be on Prime Day. Yeah, so I no choice. That's £700 I'm just going to have to keep in my bank. Yeah. Yeah. Big like a tree. We were talking work or gaming, because gaming you will want a low refresh rate, probably IPS versus TN panel, because you can still get TN panels because of the color quality and accuracy. But if it's for work, you probably want an IPS, but not with the highest refresh rate, because they end up being bulky and quite hot. And you'll probably want something bank. Is it Ilyama? I cannot ever pronounce that. But yeah, like I'm oddly enough. Right, okay. Doom scrolling. Log files. I'm currently rocking a set of, I think they're 4-year-old now, IPS Dell panels that are 23 inches, and they do the trick for me. But I'm rocking them in a format which is similar to Dan's, in a one portrait, one horizontal one for actually webby bits, and vertical for streaming logs and all that jazz. So I would personally recommend this simple Dell IPS or something like that. Dan probably has a better idea of this, because recent spending spree means he's been doing a lot of reviewy work, or I'm assuming he has. Alright, so I'm going to... Also, my brain can't get over doom scrolling. You know what? Let's do it up here. Tiny borders. No bezel. To be fair, one ultra-wide 4K would do more than enough for coding. I think Jake is rocking a Predator gaming monitor, but for coding, he's using it because it's an ultra-wide. Why is it a minefield? Because whenever Spitty says that, that doesn't ever sound good. Const levels equals... object.keys bump. Make sure we actually log levels. Let's just make sure that we're actually attaching ourselves to that level. Let's do. Weirdly enough, you could probably just like have a go at looking on the Linus Tech Tips website, and their forum has got a whole bunch of sections dedicated to professional kit. It's where I found out about some of the stuff I have. Not much, but some. Let me grab that. Wrong keyboard. Stupid. No, undo. Undo. Not undo. Forums. There we go. And here is an entire section of the LTT blog dedicated to displays, and there's got a whole load of discussions on monitors for work, for play, etc. So all of the things. And yes, I am a shill to lttstore.com. Literally just because the only water bottle I own that's insulated happens to be from there, and every time I'm drinking it, I feel like a shill. Levels, cool, and I want to pick a random level. Right, now it's math.rand. Now I can't remember Pseudo number between... Alright, this is where it's going to get funky. Okay, doing the thing that Dan doesn't want to appear to do. JS random number between. Generate number. There we go. Stack Overflow post. First answer. There we go. Math floor. La la la. +1. Excellent. That's what I wanted. Const. Random level is equal to, and the total I want it to be will be levels dot length it has a standard library. I just don't remember them. So, well, no, actually, it has a selection of standard libraries, but hey. See you later, Dan. I will be joining you because I am going to go and get the best sandwich in Birmingham from Anderson Hill, and I've got a flat to go view in about 20 minutes. Hiya. Let's make sure that it's actually dumping out. Const. No, console.log, because I don't actually want to send this over to random level. Let's just make sure it's actually going to give me yay, rando. Why are you saying that to no, I'm not going to include Lodash for the sake of a really simple script. Lodash is fantastic when you're writing full production scripts and you just want to ingest the specific parts, but for a file of 33 lines, which I'm going to be dropping inside of a Docker container and just leaving on for the rest of the day, Lodash is massively overkill. When that random is solved by a grand total of like 30 characters. My sandwich is going to be better than your tempeh noodles. Hells yeah, because A&H. To be fair, I had the New Yorker yesterday. To rub it in specifically, I will be having a Bavarian or Iberian. How does that make you feel? And this is why living in the city centre is great, especially now that there are electric scooters. So my lazy butt can take a scooter to A&H and then back again. Now, I've got to remember with Winston, nuts, the specifics for being able to do a custom log object. Quick start. Add. Yes. Creating a logger, formats, logging levels, transports, logging levels. That's what I'm after. Log, level, log statement. Cool, so I want to remove that. Crying. Are you crying at the evilness of me and Anderson Hill, or are you crying at something else? Well, the point is I'm actually creating log data. So that, yes, you weren't here when I was explaining that earlier, big like a tree. I am just creating a log generator for me to use within Kibana for doing some visualization demos as part of a talk I'm giving later. So I want this script to just generate rando data for me. So Winston happens to be the nicest format for producing information to dump to console and file and out to ELK. Faker? I'm not using Faker because Faker just produces rando junk. I actually want meaningful structured information, hence the reason I'm using Winston. There are reasons for my madness, I will have you know. That was a pointless act from me. Well done. I don't need to know that. We know how that's working. Let's just make sure that logger.log levels. I'm going to reuse this anyway, so const level equals levels. Why am I doing it like that? I'm gonna send for an object because I wanted to, and then we're just gonna yeah. It's like yeah, counter I, because I'm about to do something that everybody's gonna moan at. And then level. Please tell me they've actually finally announced somebody who is a technologist and actual worthy of my time and effort. I less than 5. You know what? I can't remember how to write a for statement. Wow, it's been that long since I've tried using the for. Jesus, yeah, it has genuinely been that long. Mr. Motivator, you are absolutely joshing me. Drop a link. I need to see this. Okay. Okay, so that wasn't too far off. Oh, still using the same random level. There we go. Log level. Okay. Opening that up. Wow. Mr. Motivator, the legend therein, is a speaker at Birmingham Tech Week. You have got to be kidding me. Learn about technology from Mr. Motivator. All you require is Lycra and 90s music, and you will become a better technologist. On that note, I'm going to go and like actually scream into a bucket. Yeah, yep, nope, can't deal with that. Nope, I'm out. Bye! Right, thanks everybody for tuning in to an hour, well, 2 hours of my madness. Well, 1 hour 49. It's been a while since I've streamed. I'm going to go have lunch and all that jazz. I will be dropping into my friend Jake's stream at 1 o'clock after I have retrieved a sandwich. If you wanted to have a chat, and I may stream later on tonight, but for now, I am done. Peace! This is why I need a stream deck.